Hi, good afternoon. My name is Jesus. I'm with the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Super excited to present, to introduce to you today one of our guests. And today we're going to be talking about something that is really key and important. If you guys remember, lately we've seen on the news that there's some changes to PPP, and these changes that were done by the Biden and Harris administration are going to they're going to help and support the small businesses. I believe that they will get a great benefit out of this, but we have to spread the word. We have to make sure that we can spread the word with small businesses so they know that they can apply now. And what are some of those changes, and what are some of those benefits that they can find now in PPP? For that, I think it's better to go to the source. It's better to get the information right from the source. And for that, we have the director of the Small Business Administration in Colorado, Miss Frances Padilla. Can you welcome, Frances? Thank you so much for joining us today. As usual, you know, the the Colorado Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is here to spread the word, to share resources, to share good information with our community. And this information is going to be good for all of those small businesses across Colorado, from Pueblo, Trinidad, all the way to the mountains, Fort Collins, City of Thornton, you name it. If you have a small business and you've been thinking about applying for PPP, and you still confused as to what it takes to apply for this, or what are some of the changes that we now saw just recently happening that came from the Biden and Harris administration, I think it's better to hear directly from the source. And this information, ladies and gentlemen, please, it's not just for you to keep, it's for you to also share with those that you know that need it the most. Welcome, Frances.
Thank you so much, Jesus. And I echo that. Please share this far and wide. We're really appreciative of the Chamber's partnership and of the opportunity to come on and talk a little bit more about the PPP reforms that were announced this week.
So we want to know what happened. I know that there's a lot of new changes, and we want to know what the Biden and Harris administration announcement this week was about, and how it benefits the underserved communities.
Certainly. So on Monday, there was a big announcement made by President Biden that talked about changes to SBA's coronavirus relief programs. And the intent is to make sure that we're providing more equitable access to all of our disaster relief programs. So in addition to his announcement, SBA and the Department of Treasury also announced about 4 or 5 additional changes to open the Paycheck Protection Program, PPP, to more underserved small businesses than ever before. The very first change that rolled out actually already happened this week. So on Wednesday, SBA established a 14-day exclusive PPP loan application period. And this is for businesses and nonprofits with fewer than 20 employees. And so this will give lenders and community partners just more time to work with the smallest businesses to help them submit their applications. And at the same time, we're ensuring that other larger PPP eligible businesses will still have plenty of time to apply and before the program expires at the end of March. Some of the other reforms that we're going to be working on in the next week, I think really will expand access to underserved markets and to those hardest hit industries and people of color who may have in the past felt excluded or left behind. A couple of things we're working on are, one, to expand access for those small business owners that had a prior non-fraud related felony conviction in the past. And then also we're going to be working with small business owners who may have struggled to make those student loan payments. In the past, if there was a business that was owned by anyone who had 20% or more ownership that was delinquent on student debt, they couldn't apply for PPP. So we're going to be working with Treasury and with the Department of Education to remove that restriction.
That's great to know. Now, as far as a result of this announcement, how will the SBA expand the PPP access to sole proprietors, also self-employed and independent contractors?
Yeah, that was another big reform announcement that happened. So it's upcoming. We're working on it now. We need to make changes to our systems and our rules. But one of the changes is to allow sole proprietors and independent contractors and self-employed individuals to receive more financial support And the way that we're going to do that is by revising our funding formula for these applicants. So if you remember, under the first couple of rounds of PPP, these types of businesses, when they didn't have employees, they were either left out or they were approved for really small amounts. And that was due to the way that the loan calculation was being based on the Schedule C gross profit. So we know that these businesses, they're a really significant majority of all the businesses in the country, and a lot of times don't have a lot of employees. So they're cleaning services and home repair contractors and daycare providers and, small independent retailers. So to address this problem, what we're going to do is revise the loan calculation formula, so that these businesses will be able to calculate their PPP loan amount, not using net profit, but now using the gross income line on their 1040 Schedule C. So what that does is expand the amount that they're able to apply for. And in addition, we're also going to do a $1 billion set aside for non-employer Schedule C filers, and if they're located in a low to moderate income census tract, to make sure that they will have unfettered access and there will be an earmark for them.
Great. Now, because we have a lot of immigrants in our community, especially our Hispanic community here in Colorado, can an immigrant-owned business apply for PPP?
Yeah, and I'm really glad you asked that question, because there is a lot of confusion around that specific topic. We've always allowed small businesses that were owned and operated by non-citizens apply for a PPP loan. There are caveats. So the owner had to be lawfully residing in the U.S. And of course, the business location had to be in the U.S. And if there were employees, those employees that were being covered needed to be located in the U.S. However, some of the small business owners in this category, immigrant-owned businesses, didn't have an EIN, or they don't use their social security number. So they may use what's called an individual taxpayer identification number, an ITIN, instead of that social security number. So that includes people like visa holders and green card holders. And because of that, a unique identifier, they were having trouble in our system accessing PPP. So what we're going to be working on are, again, changes to our rules and our systems, and we're going to address this barrier and issue new guidance in the coming days. It'll make it more clear and easier for the types of applications that use ITINs to be entered into our system. In fact, we just reprogrammed our application system beginning February 24th to accept ITINs. I think a couple of things that we want people to know is that SBA does not issue those ITINs. Those are issued by IRS. So one thing a business owner can do in advance is just to make sure that you have a valid ITIN, because these things do expire. So you don't want an expired ITIN and run into any unnecessary errors when you submit the application.
Okay. No, that's great to know, especially in our community. I know that there's a big confusion. Thank you for clearing this out. Again, for those who didn't understand completely what this entitled to get to use the IT number, that's what this video is for. Please share with those in the community, as the answer to that question is here in this video. Also, I wanted to ask you, where can people go to get help to apply for PPP?
So PPP in this round is operating very similarly to how it worked in the first couple of rounds. Applicants have to apply through a participating PPP lender. You can always start with your own financial institution, and then you just check if and how they're accepting applications. All of them will have to gather the data that we prescribe to them in the application forms on our website, but many of them have their own application system online, or some take paper. But we have a number of PPP lenders. We have commission and mission-based lenders offering PPP loans throughout Colorado. If you don't have a lender, or if you want to change your lenders, you can use a tool that we have online, and it's called Lender Match. It's found at sba.gov/lender match. And what you will do is you're going to answer a series of questions. And then what the tool does is try to match you up with PPP lenders that are willing to accept new clients. It's very similar to how mortgage tools work. The best advice I can give you is, if you haven't even started, it's very, very good for you to reach out to one of our SBA resource partners, and they can help you prepare the application. And in some cases, it can even help point you to a lender in their area. We have 15 small business development centers throughout Colorado. We have a women's business center at Mi Casa Resources, and we have 2 SCORE chapters in Colorado. And you can find all of their contact information in our resource guide, and that's on our district website. Let me give you the website. It's www.sba.gov/CO for Colorado. And of course, the Hispanic Chamber also offers services and the ability to help you connect. And we really greatly appreciate your assistance and your partnership on that, and Jesus.
Yep, great. Thank you so much. I'm also gonna, if you don't mind, I'm gonna see if I can share that website with those watching now. Cancel. Okay, perfect. Give me a second. So please correct me if I'm wrong. SBA.gov/CO. Is that correct?
Perfecto.
Perfecto. Muy bien. Well, now you guys know that you can go to this website and find more information. And also, this will be the website that we want to share with you guys so that you can find, so they can help you to match you with perhaps a lender or a lender institution. I want to say that the more simple thing to do is for you to go to your bank. Wherever you have your business bank account, please go and talk to your banker. But if for any reason there's no way that you can get that link to that application or any information for this PPP loan, please don't hesitate. Please come to us or give us a call, or please visit our website, or also please send us a text. And I'll give you at the end of this show a place where you can also reach us at, because we only have a few days, especially for the small businesses. 20 employees are under. What I was reading is we have how many days, Ms. Padilla?
We have until March 9th.
On March 9th. So it's only about 12 days. Let me see. Share screen. Okay, so this is what I found. And please let me know if I'm correct.
That is our district website, yes.
Perfect. And if I wanted to, let's say, find to find that tool to find a lender, where would I go?
So this is actually our district website. You would want to go to sba.gov/lender match.
Okay, I'm going to do that. Lender match.
And if you scroll down to the middle of the page, you're going to find a button that takes you right to PPP. And you click on that button, and it's going to start asking you to answer a series of questions. There it is. Find a lender. So you probably can't go any further than this unless you're actually trying to find a matches this, but what it will do is ask you for a series of answers, and then what it does is it puts it out into the universe to lenders that have opted into this site to receive referrals. Right. So they have 2 business days to reply to any matches.
2 business days. Okay, perfect. And does the when they say 2 weeks, did we have 2 weeks to apply? Were they also taking in consideration Saturday and Sunday? Or that's
it's 14 business days. So it started Wednesday, and then and that's just the exclusivity period. So if you don't get your application, we want you to, because you're getting unfettered access. But if you don't get it in by March 9th, you will apply like everyone else, and the application period ends for the whole program on March 31st.
Perfect. Thank you. Let me see. I do have another question.
Sure.
So I know that you're servicing most of the communities, and I know that this is mostly for Spanish speakers. But for those individuals who know, because I'm pretty sure that people in our audience might have a friend or a relative that only speaks Spanish or feels a little more comfortable in finding this information in Spanish, what would you direct them to find more information about the SBA, about the PPP, and especially this information that you're providing today in Spanish?
So we have just translated almost all of our disaster relief programs into Spanish, and our whole website is actually available in Spanish. We added a lot of vanity hyperlinks so that you can almost go directly to whatever program it is you're looking for. But the main place that you want to go for SBA would be www.sba.gov/español. And when you get to that page, you can look at all of our different programs and resources. But if you also want to just look at the coronavirus information, there'll be a banner at the top of that Spanish website that you can click on, and it's going to take you to sba.gov coronavirus-español. And then you can pull down and you'll see hyperlinks for PPP, for EIDL, for shuttered venue operator grants, and all of our other incentives.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for this great information. Anything else you would like to add?
I just want to let you know that we have all versions of all of our PPP applications, our fact sheets, our how to calculate worksheets on our website in Spanish. And our district office or any of our resource partners can also refer you to different partners who can sit down with you and work through some of the applications, whether it's in English or in Spanish. But we do have Spanish-speaking consultants, both at our chamber, again, that we're appreciative with, and also with some of our resource partners throughout Colorado.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. And once again, we hope and we look forward to having you back here in this studio, because it is great for us to share great information with our business community. As you know, our casa is tu casa. So anything that you need from a Chamber of Commerce, let us know. But we're also going to reach out to you whenever we need information, whenever we need help. Like in this case, that we were super confused with these new rules and guidelines given to the PPP, especially for the small business. Thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing you again.
Great, thank you. Don't invite me to your house. I'll open your refrigerator and then I'll make a plate.
Perfect, you're more than welcome. Well, thank you again. My name is Jesus Carrillo. We look forward to see you again in this small little segments that we're sharing with our business community. Again, please feel free to share with all of those that you know that need it the most. And we only have a few days to apply. So if you know anyone in business with 20 employees or less, please let them know, because the clock is ticking. Till next time.